Hello. So, welcome back to my channel. This is kind of not Slimming World weight loss related video. So, if you're on this channel for that reason, you may want to click away from this video and go and have a look at my other videos. I'll link my list of videos I have. I'm waving my hands around a lot. But I will link them. But if you are a lady or even if you're a guy, stay, grab a cup of tea, because we're going to have a little chat, or I'm going to chat to you about something I feel is really important, and it's something I've always said I wanted to inspire. I wanted to make people make people feel inspired and support people and encourage and be positive. I've always said that. So here I am, and I think this is something that is really important, and it's not really talked about a whole lot. It's talked about and then it's kind of rushed under the carpet, and then, you know. So I thought I would use my voice and whatever kind of audience I have to kind of convey this important thing to everybody. And that is the importance of smear tests. And you might think, ooh, smear tests, but is it really? Is it really that bad? You know, so the thing is with smear tests, and if you're old enough to have had one, there's always this kind of negativity, apprehensiveness about smear tests, because it kind of feels invasive, it's a bit personal, and you love them or you hate them like Marmite. Well, not love them, but you know what I mean. It's just one of those things that are a little bit like, kind of thing. But they are really frigging important, aren't they, really, girls? Aren't they? Because they can change your life. If you don't have one, if you do have one, they are so important. It's like going to the dentist. We all go to the dentist. Sometimes we hate it, you know, the whole that. But it's important because then you have nice teeth. But it's the same with a smear test. You go there, get your bits checked out, and then you're given the all clear. It's the same kind of thing, just going for a checkup. And I kind of just wanted to talk about it because I think there's a lot of negativity about it, and I think it is such an important thing, because I when I last went for my smear, when it was last year, I had a little chat with my nurse who was performing my smear, and I always find having a little chat helps, because I've been a few times for a smear, but you always feel a bit like, oh, it's a bit embarrassing or a bit nervous kind of thing, because it is an intimate procedure. I will explain what an smear test is if you don't know in a minute, but I had a conversation with my nurse and I was talking to her about it, and this was mid-smear test, because I was just having a chat. I didn't want to sit there in silence. I was just like, it always surprises me how people are so anti-smear test. And she was like, yeah, I know, because you get so many women who, whatever age, and they say to me, I don't want to be on the mailing list for the smear test. And I kind of just think, but why? Why would you not want to have it? And she was just like, people just don't want to have it. And it's just, I think it's crazy that you wouldn't want to have a procedure that lasts literally like 30 seconds to a minute or two. It's not even 5 minutes, it's literally in and out kind of thing, you know. It's a little bit of discomfort, but potentially that procedure has, you know, it can change your life and save your life. So why wouldn't you want to do it? It just surprises me when she was like, oh, I get like 40, 50-year-olds, 30-year-olds who are like, can you take me off the mailing list? I don't want to have it anymore. But you're automatically on the mailing list because the NHS have you on it. So I think you can write to them and take yourself off it. I don't really know the full works of it all. But I was just sitting there with a nurse, and I was just like, just a bit beyond me why you wouldn't want to have it. And I will go into what a smear test is if you've never had one before. A smear test is basically, for the UK anyway, the NHS, National Health Service, will send you a letter when you reach an age of 25. I don't know what it is. For the UK it's 25, but I think in Wales Wales might be 21 or 25, correct me if I'm wrong, and Scotland and Ireland, no one of them's different, but it used to be 21 and then it went up to 25 in the UK, because when I first got mine done I was 21, because I was in that age bracket at the time, but then it changed. So basically the NHS will write you a letter and say it's now time for your annual smear test. A smear test basically is them having a look at your cervix, taking a basically a swab of the cells on your cervix, and then they'll send it away, have a look at it, and they'll determine if the cells are healthy, you're all good and everything, or they can see if something's going wrong and you need to get further tests and everything's looked into basically, and it can determine if you may have cervical cancer and things like that. So it's a freaking good test to have, really, isn't it, ladies? Kind of thing. And also gentlemen, because I think it's kind of an embarrassing thing to talk about, like that whole, you know, it's like down there, people don't talk about it. But with gentlemen as well, not like they have them tests, but they have wives, girlfriends, loved ones, mums, you know, they have partners and people in their lives who are female, who have a cervix. We all have a cervix if we're blessed with that. Some people might not be, but we all have it, and it's important, I think, for men as well to be like, hey sweetie, have you had your regular smear, you know, just talk about it, kind of thing. It's like important. And I know this is going to be a really rambling video, but I just feel like it's something that needs to be discussed, you know what I mean? It's just, we need to get the positive attitude out there that smear tests are not terrible. Yes, they can feel a little bit, you know, a little bit embarrassing, but would you rather have like a minute of embarrassment for a little while, or some doctor in a clinic telling you you might have a disease or something like that? Like, and also smear tests can find out with other things as well if you've got other things wrong with you. So they're important and they're a good thing. So when you kind of hear people like, oh, I don't go, or I don't have time for that, and they put off their appointments and they just throw it under the carpet and bury their head in the sand, it's just, I think if you've got a mate or a friend or a mum or a sister, cousin, next door neighbour who's like, oh no, just say to them like, look, it's not that bad, just go for it, get it done, get it over. It's like ripping a plaster off a bad cut, you know, it's painful when you do it, and once you do it, it's over and it's fine. So basically my whole goal of this video is to say to everybody who is out there, go for your smear if you're invited to go, or if you feel like something's going on and you're not at that age yet where you get a request to go for a smear test, go to your doctor and have a chat with them. You can actually demand a smear test if you want. I know you hear stories about, oh, this person wasn't old enough to have a smear and they got cancer and stuff like that. You can demand it if you want, if you really think it's necessary. They just go by what the recommendations are, everything, but you can demand it if you want to just put your mind at rest, because at the end of the day, it's your body, nobody else's. It's your body, and you've got to look after it. And that's why, like weight loss as well, that's looking after your body, and you've got to go for these things and keep an eye on your body, because you only have one, so you've got to look after it. And if they're giving you a free NHS smear test, then just go. It's not a biggie. It might feel like a biggie, but it's all in your head, really. And if you've had a bad experience before with a smear test and you found it uncomfortable and you had a bit of bleeding afterwards, that might not be the same next time. Just, you know, it's like childbirth as well. We all hear the bad stories of like, oh, this birth was this bad and blah blah blah, but not all births are bad. Not all births are like so bad that it puts you off, because women keep going back and back and back and having them. So it's not all bad, it's just what people tell you, what you read and everything. But just psych yourself up, pick up the phone, ring your GP surgery, say, I want to book in for my smear. That's all you gotta do. So yeah, basically the moral of this video is don't hide behind the curtain and think, oh, I don't want to go for my smear, ooh, it's scary, ooh, I've heard so many bad things. It's not really, it isn't. Just go. It's important, and I think people would rather hear and see a letter saying you're all clear from having smear tests and everything than going through things like there's lots of people out there who've had cervical cancer and died. Jade Goody is one of them, and she's left behind 2 little boys who have no mother anymore, and she was like 27. So it can strike you when you're young. I'm not trying to scaremonger you, but just if you're given a test that can stop you from dying basically, then do it. You know, it might be scary, you know, you don't know what you're facing or whatever, but you rather just know kind of thing. And I don't know, but basically this rambling video is just to encourage and talk about smear tests. And I will say I've had probably about 5 smear tests now. I'm 32 years old. I got my first one when I was 21. I have them every 4 years maybe, so maybe about 4 smear tests. Every one of mine has always been fine, no problems. I've never had a bad experience from a smear test or uncomfortable. Yes, it's uncomfortable a little bit, you know. Basically, they stick a little thing inside your vagina, they open you up a little bit and take a little swab of your cervix, and they have a look and say, oh, it looks fine, kind of thing, you know, and they send that swab off. They're not gonna like crank you open with a big gold, you know, surgical equipment. It's not like that at all. It's literally like the little, I don't know what it's called, is it Spectrum maybe, I don't know, but it's like as long as this basically, and they insert it into you, they kind of open it up a little bit, you know, basically get like a Q-tip, rub it around and then pull it out and send that off, and it's done, and it's not that bad. And that's all it entails, kind of thing. And they can literally just go and look at your cervix and go, oh, it looks nice and pink, you know, it looks okay. So yeah, and the test, you get a result in a couple of days, and it's sent to you in the post, like your first letter, like your smear test came back fine, or they might say, we had an inconclusive, we want you to come in again, you know. It just, you know, it's just go for it, just go. So this is what this video is about. I'm sorry if it's rambling, but I just wanted to use my little old voice on the internet to say, ladies, smear tests aren't that bad. So, and even boys, encourage your loved ones, encourage your wife, encourage your girlfriend, ask them, have you had a regular smear? I was reading this, blah blah blah. Talk about it, because it's something that isn't talked about enough, and I encourage everybody to go do it. Just get it over and done with. Rip that bad boy plaster off. So yeah, this is what this video is about. It's just to encourage and just make you do it, basically. Do it. So yeah, that is the end of my video. Hope you have a lovely day. Let's have a chat about this in the comments below. Let me know, do you go for your regular smear? Have you not had a smear before? Let's talk about it. Comments below, everybody. See you later. Have a good day. Bye.